Good morning, Rochester. Well, it is a happy Monday morning. The sun is shining, and we apologize that we're a few minutes late. Of course, with technology today, sometimes it helps and sometimes it hurts. So we are running a little bit behind. So I am calling in from my iPhone. My computer is something is going wrong this morning. So you're not the only ones that experience issues when it comes down to technology, but we're thankful that we're able to adjust and to be here with all of you this morning. We hope that you had a good weekend, but we, of course, know that we had some challenges this weekend. We want to continue to keep many of our families in our prayers. Of course, we had the young 1-year-old that father committed suicide. Thank God he's doing well and still in the hospital, but recovering. Unfortunately, we lost one of our other students in a motorcycle accident or a bike accident yesterday. And we want to pray for him and his family. We also had a tragic someone that lost their life to violence on our streets just on Saturday night. And so we want to pray for that family as well. And, I know that a lot of people are hurting right now. And when I say that we're hurting, I want you to know that we have a person in crisis team. We have people that are here and ready to be of assistance. If you are struggling and just trying to get through the day and you just need someone to talk to, please don't hesitate to call 211 to be connected to our person in crisis team. If you have a loved one that is suffering and you want them to just reach out to somebody to get some type of support, don't hesitate to call 211, be connected to the person in crisis team. There are a number of different agencies and support groups and other entities out here that can be helpful to you. The county just, the county executive announced just last week that he is doubling the number of fit team responsive people because we see what's struggling. And I know that Dr. Daniel Lyman Torres from my Department of Recreation and Human Services has been actively recruiting. So if you are a healthcare professional, have a background in behavioral health and looking for either a part-time job or want to work with the city, please contact either my office. You can email my Office of Constituent Services, or you can email coffeewiththemayor@cityofrochester.gov and give us your information. I believe that there is a post on our human resources website for recruitment of people that have behavioral health background, and we need your help. I don't know if it's just, people that are overcoming challenges because of the pandemic, or we're just paying and have a heightened awareness to what's happening. But what we see in our community is a lot of people that are experiencing some mental health challenges and some breaks. And we all get tired. We all get frustrated, and we all at times just want to just scream sometimes and let it all out. And it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. But when you feel that way, we want to make sure that you have someone to talk to. I can just say, being an African-American woman, and, knowing that there is this stigma in our community and has been a stigma in our community for, talking about our challenges and talking about what we're feeling. And, just get through it, push through is what we're told. Or what happens in a household stays in a household. And so you don't talk about it. But that's bottling up all of those feelings that someone has inside. And eventually they break. Eventually it comes out. And we're seeing a lot of that right now. And so we want you to know that we're here to be of support. You do not have to go through these challenges alone. You can reach out to someone. There's a number, as I said earlier, a number of different support groups and entities out here that really want to be supportive to you. And I can just tell you that we're just a phone call away. So pick up the phone, call 211 if you are thinking about suicide or anything. We have suicide hotlines and other support groups out here that can help you. You can reach out to our person in crisis team. And we really want to be that lifeline for you, for your family, for your loved one, because we understand what you're going through. And let me tell you, a lot of our young people talk to your kids. And I say this with all sincerity and love to each and every one of you. Please, what our children are experiencing today, we have never faced before, right? So whether you're doing classes online, social media, all the things that they have to bullying, cyberbullying, all those things. I have a number of our young people that have started to cut themselves, have started to experience mental health challenges. And I am telling you, please talk to your kids. Make sure that they feel comfortable sharing what's going on in their world, and have those difficult discussions. They need, just as we as adults need help, our young people are experiencing the same thing. They may not have the issues with bills and all of that, but they are experiencing some great trauma in their life with their friends, what's going on in their world. Everything's different. Their senior year is different. They're learning differently, and they're really struggling right now. And we need for adults to really step up and be there for them. And our person in crisis team will help with our young people as well. But you also have your school counselors, your school social workers. Don't hesitate to reach out to them, to let them know what's going on, let them know that your child needs help. Or if you are a young person, don't hesitate to reach out to someone to be that lifeline. We understand that you're hurting right now and it's very difficult. We don't want you to go through this alone. We want you to have someone to talk to. And sometimes just having the opportunity to talk about it, to really share what you're experiencing is enough for a lot of our young people. But we need for you to just let us know how we can be there to be of support to you. We are trying to get all of our recreation and youth programs up and running. As you know, last time I talked about our Summer of Opportunity program and our jobs program. And if you have not applied, I believe that the applications, we're still accepting applications for summer work. We know that it's a little bit different this year because of all the things that we have gone through with the pandemic, but know that we love you. You're not suffering alone. And we need for you to share and let us know how we can be that lifeline for you. We have our YVOD, and Mayor's Youth Advisory Council through our Department of Recreation and Human Services. Tremaine Harris is the director of that program and has been doing a phenomenal job. And we are trying to make sure that our young people get back to a semblance of normal as possible, as much of a semblance of normal as possible. And we're looking forward to continuing to work with them in order to be that lifeline, be that support. So again, I'm asking you, if you know someone that's suffering right now, that's having a hard time, please do not say anything. This is a time for you to really share. I was just looking at a report from across the country where we see that suicide among teenagers have almost tripled, I believe. And so we have a situation where we may not be having those tough conversations with our children, and they give up hope, and they, you know, feel like they're here alone. And so this is what our Person in Crisis team is here for. It's here for not only our young people, but for you. And if you are just wanting to talk to someone, please dial 211. If you know someone that's in the process or in a crisis right now, and need the support and help, don't hesitate to call 911. We will have someone from our Person in Crisis team reach out and talk to you. Not only is the city, but the county really investing in having people with mental health backgrounds be there for all of our residents, and be there to support you. So we understand, we've heard you, and I can tell you that help is not on the way. Help is here. We just need for you to make that phone call so that we can get you the support that you need. I want to thank Dr. Janice Harbin from Jordan Health Center. I was on a Zoom meeting with her yesterday. It was Power Brokers Zoom with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, my sorority, and they had a number of powerful women, the superintendent, as well as Dr. Chanel Hawkins, the chief of police, Cynthia Harry Sullivan, Dr. Janice Harbin. I'm talking about not just what people are experiencing, but the fact that, COVID has really adjusted everyone's life. Everybody's family has been impacted by COVID-19 in some way. And the one way that we really haven't been talking about is our mental health and self-care, and really taking that break that you need to really unwind and just process it all. Jordan Health Center has a behavioral health unit, and so they are located right in the community. And so if you don't want to call the city, if you don't want to call 211, please call Jordan Health Center, University of Rochester, Rochester Regional Health. All of them have people that are responding to these types of situations. And I just want people to know that you are not alone. You do not have to suffer in silence. I know that mental health and talking about our feelings and, what we're going through is not something that we do on a regular basis. And that is because I know historically it's just about pushing through, getting through the day. If I can just get through the day, I get through the minute, get through the hour. But sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, somebody not to judge, somebody that can just hear you out and give you some direction. And that's what it's truly about. And so I'm asking you not to feel ashamed. I'm asking you to make that phone call if you need that phone call. And, don't hesitate to encourage your children or your loved one to do that. If you need a support group, many of our people are going through cancer. They're, going through many health challenges. There are many support groups out here. Don't hesitate to do that. If you are experiencing substance abuse, we have a number of different agencies that are here to help. Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, all of those different support groups are there because people that have been through it, they know what you're experiencing, and they can be that support to you to help you get through those challenging days. Many people that have been sober for years are going back and turning back to drinking and engaging in drug use and all of that because they just can't cope right now. And so what I'm saying to you is that it doesn't have to be like that. There's help. And we're here to be that support to each and every one of you if you need it. And do not feel like you are out here suffering and in this community alone. All of us are going through the same thing. Now, we may be in the same storm, but I know that we're not in the same boat. So what do I mean by that? You know, when we say that we're not in the same boat, we're all experiencing COVID-19 the same, but we're not in the same boat. We don't have the same income. We don't have the same, the same family. We don't have the same resources. We don't have the same job. So everything is different from every person. And whether you have a whole lot or not a lot, it doesn't matter. All of us, everyone at times feel like giving up. And I'm just here to tell you that you have to fight another day. You have to push through it. And, calling on our just last week, Tracy Miller from our Office of Constituent Services released our faith storybook. You can find that on our website with a lot of the faith organizations. I want to thank our churches and our faith community for stepping up for our family and our children. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and even now, they're working together with our schools. They have adopted different schools to provide food, to provide clothing and other support, because our faith community understands that people are suffering. And I know that, we don't really talk about faith, but let me tell you something. You need to have some faith. And I'm not going to tell you where to go to church or any of that. What I'm just going to tell you is that you need to, if you are not connected to somewhere, even if you just listen online, there are a number of different apps that you can go to and just get a little bit of spiritual nourishment, I'll call it. Sometimes you just need somebody to pour into your spirit and to tell you that you're not alone. People have gone through this before, and you might feel like this is like, I can't do this anymore. But I'm here to tell you that life without you is not life at all. We need you here. We want you here. We want you to get through it. And, we want you to have that strength that you need to say, hey, listen, I know that I can do this. And it is a struggle for all of us during these trying times, but with each other, knowing that we're all going through this, that we can get through it together. One thing I love about our city is our resiliency. No matter the challenge, no matter what we've been through, as long as we're able to stick together, as long as we're able to really pour into one another and be that source of strength to say, hey, listen, you can do this. And so you just don't know what someone is going through. And so I'm telling everybody that is a part of this discussion to just be kinder. Just, ask, call somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while and just say, hey, listen, I just want to check on you. You've been on my mind. And I just want to make sure that you're doing okay, let you know that I'm here for you. And or if you see someone in the grocery store or anywhere, just be that light. You never know whose life you're saving and who's at their wits end. So I'm just saying to everyone, just be a little bit kinder and reach out to those people that you haven't spoken to in a while, especially our senior citizens. If you have a neighbor that you haven't seen and, because of the pandemic, put on your mask, go knock on their door and say, hello, I just want to check on you. I want to see how you're doing. Because, the sun is shining and it's bright, but I know that many people are experiencing some dark clouds and they're hurting, and just a kind word from one person can get them through the day. Invite them to church if you go to church. Invite them, send somebody an encouraging word, an encouraging scripture that you haven't spoken to in a while, because we need each other. we talk about the challenges that we have. But as I said, we've been here before as Rochesterians. And what do I mean? When you think about the history of our great city, we started off as the flower city, meaning that we were a city that had flour mills. That was our industry. FLOUR. And, if you go down to the High Falls, you can actually see one of those wheels that used to be used back in the day from our flour, when we were our flour city. And our industry changed. The flour mills industry moved west, and people moved west with it, but there were some resilient people that stayed. And then we became the flower city. And so people wonder where the FLOWER, flower, comes from. And if you look at our city pin, we have both flowers on there, and it's because we became a city of flowers. That's where the Lilac Festival and the Rose Garden and all of the beautiful plants and flowers that you see around our community. We were a city of nurseries, of beautiful flowers and flower farms and all of that. And you see the results of our parks and our green spaces from that time. And then industry changed. George Eastman came, Henry Bausch came, and they built these industries. Bausch and Lomb, Eastman, Kodak, Joseph C. Wilson of Xerox, and so we became then the image capital of the world, where we were, and many of our families, many of our loved ones moved here to work for one of these major companies. And, we were bustling. We were leaders in the industry when it came down to images and pictures and all of that. And it was Rochester. And you think about our city just leading the way in those types of industries. When I think about all the things that we've done, and maybe on one of our next Zooms, I'll talk about all of the things that we utilize today that we don't even realize was born out of our community, was born out of our city. And it's because we're resilient. So when you go to any store in the world and they scan that barcode, part of that barcode, part of that imaging, part of that technology was born right here in the city of Rochester. It comes from our history of being the image capital, the mouse from the computer, that technology, that brainchild was born out of Kodak. The digital camera, not Kodak, but Xerox. The digital camera was born out of Kodak. Now, we might have let some industries, some of those, that technology pass us by, and other companies really seized on the opportunity. But the fact of the matter is it started here. Started right here with one of our staples in our community. And that is because we're resilient. We overcome whatever challenges come our way. And I'm so thankful that we've had a legacy that we get to build on today. And now we're known as the photonics capital of the world. And that is because, we are still inventing. We still have a community that is leading the nation and leading the world with technology and new technologies. We're surrounded by 19 colleges and universities across our community. And we're thankful for those legacies that we get to build on, and all of those bright minds that are coming to our city and our community to learn from the best and the brightest and to change the world. And so I'm telling you all of this to say to you that I know that sometimes, and right now, sometimes we might feel like, there's not light at the end of the tunnel, but there's always light. There's always light. You just have to keep walking. Troubled times don't last always. It doesn't. And so, you never know. And my aunt used to say to me, all the time. You turn lemons into lemonade. You turn every stumbling block into a stepping stone. You utilize these obstacles as obstacles to help you propel you to the next level. And what did she mean by that? For me, I interpret that to mean that, yes, today may be a struggle, but I don't know what tomorrow brings. And I have to know, I have to do the work to get through today so that I can see tomorrow. I can see the brightness on the other end. And so sometimes when we're walking through the darkness and we think like, oh my goodness, I don't know where the light is. And if you just keep walking, you can see just the simpleness of light. And you keep going and you keep going. But this is about faith. This is about holding on. This is about making sure that you get the support and reach out to people that can uplift you. Don't really deal with people that tear you down. All of us has a purpose. All of us are here for a reason. And we have to realize and recognize that when God made us, he made us for a reason. And we need to fulfill that. So find your purpose. And all of that, in finding purpose, he never said it was going to be easy. He never said that there will not be struggles. He never said that we wouldn't experience some tough times. And if you are a person of faith, you know that every person in the Bible struggled with something. But the one thing that they had to get over, it was their faith. And so whatever that thing is for you, I'm telling you and I'm encouraging you to find it, to hold on to the hope that you may have for today and for tomorrow, to continue to pour into one another, to lift each other up. Have a kind word, share a kind word. If you're in line, pay for the person, behind you food and pay it forward. You never know whose life you're saving. And I know that we're all going through some things right now. And I can say so myself. My struggles are very, very public and very real. But I can tell you that, I have so many people that I talk to, that I reach out to, that have reached out to me and said, we're praying for you. We're holding on, and, just keep going. And I can tell you that in and of itself, it has been what has kept me going. My daughter, my husband, my family has kept me going, because I know that trouble doesn't last always. And we all experience some tough times and some tough loss. I before getting on this Zoom, I got a call that, one of my great supporters, a man, and I'm not going to announce his name today, passed away. And I've had a lot of loss over the last year. My mentor, like a father to me, is someone, David Gant, passed away on my birthday. And I didn't know. I didn't, know how I was going to get through that loss. But I knew that he had given me all that he had to give. He had poured into me all the knowledge and information, and he would want me to keep going. In a couple months, I lost my mom. And that for me was very tragic, because I wasn't prepared for that. And my sister and I and my family, we had never in a million years thought that, we would lose our mom, my mom. And I can tell you, every day is a struggle. Every day I want to pick up the phone and call her and say, Mom, this is what's going on. And I realized that she's not here in that way anymore. And it's hard, but I know that she's watching down on me and she's looking down on me and she's saying, you know what, baby girl, just keep fighting. Keep fighting. I'm here with you in spirit. And that to me, goes a long way. And so, and I know that, a good friend of mine, as I said, a family is going through it today, and just wanting to keep them in my prayers because of the fact that they just lost another loved one. And so I'm telling you that people across our community, people across our country, people across our world are experiencing great loss right now. And it seems like trouble is all around us and we have trouble on every side. But I can tell you that that trouble will not last always. The rocky waters will one day become calm. And if we are here for one another, if we are there for our loved ones, if we are there for our neighbors, and we treat people the way that we want to be treated, I can assure you that we will get over it because we are resilient. Now, this wasn't supposed to be my topic this morning, but I just wanted to pour out to you all to let you know that you are not going through any of these challenges alone, that not only am I, getting over great loss and trying to deal with great pain, but there are many people in our community that's going through the same thing, that's suffering in the same way. And we are working collectively together to make sure that we put in place the people that can help you. If you're experiencing a crisis or you need someone to talk to, don't hesitate to call 211. If you know someone that's currently in a crisis, you can call 911. But reach out to these different agencies, support groups, other entities in our community that can be of support to you and your family. I'm sorry that I'm doing this from my iPhone instead of my computer, so it's shaking a little bit, but I just really wanted to share with you my heart this morning because I just feel like so many people are going through so many things. And when I got that call, I wasn't prepared for that this morning. And so I know that families across our community are suffering great loss, and they may feel like that there's no hope, but I'm telling you that there's hope. We've been here before. We will get through this together. We will do the necessary work to uplift and to lift as we climb. If you have not had the great talk with your children, just reach out to them, sit them down at the dinner table, have dinner, and talk about their feelings, what they're experiencing, what they're going through in school. Have them share with you what they're experiencing, because I know that a lot of our young people are going through some things right now and they are not necessarily talking about it. They're keeping it all in, and we need for them to show it. We need for them to let us know what they're going through. If you would like for your young person to be connected to our Mayor's Youth Advisory Council or our YVOB team, please contact Tremaine Harris. You can call 311 or go down to our Drives location. Is located across the street from the bus terminal. I believe at 56 St. Paul is the address, but please, or visit one of our recreation centers and, or reach out to one of your counselors or social workers at your local school. Don't go through these challenges alone. Let's lift each other up. Let's be that support group for one another. And today I have a ask of each of you, and that is to say a kind word to someone that you do not know. Whether that's somebody that's wearing a nice dress today and you see them and say, hey, it's a beautiful dress, or maybe they just got their hair done, or maybe they did something kind and you noticed it. Call somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while and just check on them and say, hi, I'm just checking in. Invite somebody to church or send them a good word. or an uplifting verse or passage or something to say, I am thinking about you today. You are on my mind. I can tell you that for me, those types of gestures go a long way. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you that have reached out to me, that have poured into me, that have given me the strength to go on, because I, even as your mayor, suffer as well and experience, those trying emotional times. And especially when you're going through great loss and you're you're doing it very publicly. But I can tell you that without my faith, without my family, without each and every one of you pouring into me, I don't know how I would have gotten through it. So please, the sun is shining. Go out and enjoy smell the flowers that's getting ready to bloom, the fresh air. Go for a walk, even if it's just around the block. Get out of the house and experience life today and be thankful for all the things that we have, for waking up this morning, for being able to even smell the fresh air, because I know that there are some that didn't wake up with us this morning. And for those families that are experiencing loss as I have, let you know that you are in my thoughts and my prayers, and we are here for you, and we are going to get through this together. So thank you, Rochester. Please have a great week. We will see you in about 2 weeks. Thank you